Woo, look at me. I'm on a roll for videos. I'm just cranking these out because it's early in the morning. Now's my chance. I can just crank these videos out and then I'll just kind of release them every so often. That kind of helps with the accountability thing. So anyways, this one's kind of random actually, but as I was doing like my update video, it was so funny because I was thinking about my Udemy courses. And so I just want to just talk about Udemy real quick and here's why. If you're trying to learn a new skill, and it's so funny because I didn't know Udemy actually has other skills besides coding. At least not for a while I didn't, because I only came across Udemy because of coding. I've never noticed their other sections. They have like literally everything. I just never really thought about it. For some reason, I was always thinking that it was strictly, tech related videos and courses, but no. And I saw the occasional like yoga one up there and stuff, but I never really thought that much about it. Anyways, the point is, I don't know. I just want to talk about Udemy. I just figured that it's worth talking about. So if you're new to programming, if you're new to coding, art even, art, whatever the case is, you should know what Udemy is, right? And Udemy, you get into this thing with Udemy, because psychologically, if first of all, never pay full price for anything on Udemy. Nothing ever pay full price, because every week, every other week, once a month, whatever the case is, there is always going to be a 90% off sale, right? 95% off. And you can pretty much get any course for like $5 or $10. Now they're $10, but they used to be like $5. So back in the and you just buy what you want, right? What I do is I put some stuff on like my wish list, and then I wait till it goes on sale and then I can go ahead and get it. But do not turn Udemy into Steam. And if you have Steam, you know what I'm talking about. So it's very common that if you have Steam, which is for video games, you like load up a library of video games, and there's these Steam sales where things are like ridiculously cheap, or cheaper than normal, and people just spend a ton of money to get all these games, but they don't play them all. They just don't have the time for it, and I've definitely done that too in regards to Udemy. So let's go ahead and just check this out real quick. So I thought I would mention this because I clicked on my courses, and it's interesting because I haven't finished some of these, and some of them didn't save the way I wanted them to, but like it's just so funny because like I get to a certain point, but I've like already got it because of YouTube and stuff. Or I've just stopped it because whatever different reasons. It's just so funny. Okay, so I have 31 courses. 31 courses. That's a little ridiculous. What's funny though is most of these courses I have gotten for super cheap or free. So sometimes like I said, Udemy has like these super cheap things. Actually, I think most of these I've gotten for free, because like there was like a promo code I found, or the tutorial itself was free. So there's that. But yeah, they have a ton of courses, and truly like sometimes like this one, for example, PHP, Bootstrap, and all this stuff, right? This one, I don't think I ever... Well, actually, I think I did. That's weird. Regardless, like, this one here, it's like, oh, well, then I ended up getting a job, so I ended up, kind of covering this already. Or this one here, like, the complete Bootstrap master course. Like, I was already learning Bootstrap, and I think this one was free. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. And it's just like, a review and that kind of stuff. There is nothing wrong with reviewing material you already know and getting this sort of supplemental material to refresh you and get you up to speed. but it can very quickly turn to a Steam sale kind of thing where you have all these courses and no time. I mean, some of these courses, man, they're like 20 hours, they're 12 hours, you know. And the reason why I put the quotes in there is because if it's follow along, or if it's you know, you're setting up stuff with some of these tutorials, it's not really 24 hours. I mean, it's more because you are typing in the same stuff. You are rewatching, you're rewinding, whatever the case is. It could be 40 hours, it can be 50 hours, it can be whatever, right? And that's assuming that you've got it, you understood it, all this stuff. So, don't think that because you take, an Android course that's, what was the one that I got that I enjoyed was launch your Android app in just 16 hours. Don't think it's actually going to be only 16 hours of work, right? Because you're learning, but you're going to be watching more than 16 hours, because you're going to press rewind, you're going to press pause. You're just going to spend more than 16 hours. And so, like, I wanted to go ahead and do, like, a review on some of these, right? Like, this one was actually pretty awesome. But I got stuck at a spot, and, and I found out about this one because, when I was learning more about Android and stuff, this guy has a great YouTube channel called Slide Nerd, and it's an excellent YouTube channel where he covers a bunch of stuff, and it was great. Like, I was getting Android really well, and that's how I found out about this one. Wasn't the fastest at getting back answers, and I got stuck at a spot or two, and just, I mean, whatever the case was, and then life happens, and whatever. So that one's kind of been on pause for an undisclosed amount of time. Yeah, not my happiest thing. But anyways, yeah, so Slide Nerd seems like a really cool guy, definitely very smart, very knowledgeable on Android. And like I said, when I was doing more and I was focusing more on Android, his YouTube channel, Slide Nerd, was working really, really great. But yeah, like this, for example, like this is just almost like a refresher course, right? Like, okay, well, how does React work exactly, and just zoom by it. Although, who's also really great for that is he's already been. There's a YouTuber who does these videos. It's like, Derek Banaz, and this dude like cranks through videos like once a month. Once a month. Cranks through videos like once every whatever, but it's just a quick rundown, a quick review, and whatever. So anyways, but yeah, so with Udemy, you can get a ton of classes for cheap, and when they're cheap, I mean that's crazy, right? You can spend. This is why I just can't get behind college and or a boot camp. Like, a boot camp makes more sense to me, but at the same time, it's just so expensive. It's so expensive. I would totally be down for boot camp if it wasn't so expensive. The time commitment, obviously, I can't commit to, but if it wasn't so expensive. Well, anyways, the point is, in regards to these things, you can get like 4 or 5 classes, right? I mean, let's go through this. This is the truth here. And, really, between this one, and that one, and this one, I mean, a lot of them cover the same thing, to be honest. Look at this one, and 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 this one. You can tell I was on like a mobile app place. All of that cumulatively, probably like $20. I was probably spent. Now, granted, at the time, this is when Udemy did deals for like $5 instead of 10 or 15 or whatever. But regardless, you can spend less than $100. And you cannot tell me all those courses, some of which, by the way, were free. Some of these are free. You can just go and download them for free. There's no way you can tell me that you can absorb all that knowledge and not get the equivalency inside of a boot camp that costs several $1,000s, several thousand, that will put you in debt for years. That is not just as, if not more valuable than a 4-year degree. It's really hard for me to say that that's not going to be the case, because each one of those courses is like 20 hours, 12 hours, or 40 hours, right? Whatever the case is. And you're in the material. You have access to an instructor. You have access to a community of people like yourself, Q&As, all that stuff. Don't go through the process and just go through tutorials. That will happen all the time. People just go through the tutorial and not paying attention. I mean, I'm guilty of it too. But if you can really take the material and absorb it, focus on it, I mean, if you have the time, man, make your own boot camp. If you have the time, make your own boot camp with Udemy courses, right? Now, I personally do not have any Udemy courses online. Not yet. Will I? I don't know. Who knows? But the point is, I don't right now. So I have nothing to gain as far as any of that goes, because I don't sell anything on Udemy. So anyways, but what I would say is that if you are trying to learn, there's a ton of courses that are super cheap. They've got tons of knowledge, tons of great instructors. Not all, mind you. Not all. And in fact, sometimes you'll start one, you're like, yeah, this is not working, and you just have to stop because you don't understand what's being said. There's language barriers, or it just doesn't. You're just not absorbing the material because the instructor isn't gonna just click with you. So whatever the case is, yeah. So anyways, udemy.com, check it out. I am not sponsored by Udemy. I'm not sponsored by anybody because I don't have nearly enough subscribers, but that's okay. That's not really like why I do this video anyways. Yeah, I just thought of it because, in the beginning when I was looking to learn how to code. And I wanted to know, where do I go? Coursera, Codecademy, Lynda, Udemy, whatever, right? Pluralsight, right? Whatever the case is. Well, I came across Udemy, ended up going with it, and, they're not all great, but the material's there. You have access to it. And from there, you can still Google online and look into things. And I figured there's a lot of questions of like, reviewing Udemy versus Lynda or whatever.com, right? So all I'm saying is Udemy is a great choice, good option, go for it. Do some of them suck? Will you be disappointed once in a while? Yeah. But for the gems that are in there, and for the frequency and convenience and ease that stuff is there, it's easily offset by the simple fact that it's very cost effective for you. If you're learning this stuff for the first time, if you just need a refresher, it's really good. Granted, there's tons of stuff on Facebook, tons of stuff on YouTube, which is great, but when you spend a couple bucks on a course, there is more of a psychological commitment to it. Although looking at all these courses, you would argue that's not the case for me, and that's a whole different thing though. So, anyways, I'd like to hear your thoughts. Have you messed with Udemy? Do you prefer a different site? Is there any particular course that you do like, don't like, any of that stuff? Please let me know. I'd like to hear some stuff. Anyways, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Any feedback is always welcome. Thank you, and have a nice day.